Hi. So I just heard about this what's her name? Rachel Levine. She's trying to get to be health ministry or health secretary or something like that. And I know how these people think because me being sick, I had a transgender person come here to analyze me at one point. And to be honest with you, I didn't know what to call the person because they had a girl voice. Girl voice or boy voice? Well, anyway, I was trying to give them a sex because they was on the phone or whatever, and I said, "Okay, miss, whatever," and they just said, "Oh, just call me so and so. Just call me so and so," and I didn't understand until I saw the person, and they did a wonderful job with they was good at what they did or whatever, but I was a little confused. I didn't want to insult or anything like that. So knowing these people, they want to they trying to get that person to defame me or whatever, but I have to speak my mind. I'm not going to be afraid to say what I have to say because of loss of whatever. I didn't offend a person. I followed the instruction. They had me sign paperwork. They was good at their job or whatever. That's the point. You have to be good at your job, okay? No matter sex, creed, whatever. Now this Rachel Levine person, she sucks. How you gonna put her as health ministry? And I'm not tilting from what one side to the next, but there was some big news thing about Mr. Rand Paul asked her a simple question about allowing children to make the decision to cut off their breasts and genitalias and to speed up hormones. And will she let them make that decision at the age of 12 or under? She didn't answer the question. She did not answer the question because they want to push their agenda. They do not care who gets hurt. Because I know as a young child, I had to listen to my parent. And as a young child, the school would tell the parent, you have to, have your children listen to you. Or is it now that your children have to listen to you unless they want a sex change at the age of 12? So you're trying to pull away the parents' right when it matters to the gay agenda, when it matters to them, the parents have no say so. But when your child is misbehaving in school and getting into trouble and going into jail and stealing, doing, the parent is responsible. But when it comes to a child physicality and the child is not mentally capable of making such a decision, then you're going to say it's okay for a 12-year-old to decide if they want to be a he or a she. Okay, fine. You want to dress up in a dress, be fine. But you're going to have them take hormones. You're going to have them cut off their genitalia at the age of 12. I don't know if a lot of you don't know, but what he said is correct. Because I was reading up on something a while back, and I was watching a show, and this transgender person said that I changed my body outwardly because I didn't know what was going on inward, and I regretted it because even after I changed my body, I still had the problem. So it wasn't the fact that that their body was different and they had to change their body. It was something mental. And when there's something mental, what do? You give medication. You give counseling. Why not a transgender child? Why not? Give counseling and some sort of medication. Why? Because it suits your needs. A child cannot make a decision until it decides on what sex they want to be. Hmm? And then you expect people to just shut up and bow down to you. And one of the other senators was saying, "Oh, we're not gonna be so rude to you like the senator, blah 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 blah," because you're appeasing to these people and their beliefs. A child cannot make that decision. I don't mind if when the child hit 21, for that child to make a decision to cut off its genitalia. They're gonna regret it, but that's their decision at 21. But at 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, at a young age, when you're now developing emotions and feelings and whatever, not what you hear on TV to confuse you. Because there's a lot of troubled people out there. There's a lot of troubled children, and children are always in front of the TV. So half the time the TV is raising your child. And then if you're part of the crowd, everybody want to be accepted. Everybody want to feel like they're not racist or sexist or biased in any way. So therefore they go along with the crowd because, like I said in my last video, God forbid that you give an opinion that's not of theirs. So so if your 12-year-old child comes to you and say, "I want to cut off my genitals," you're going to let them do it? You're not going to say, "Well, if you want to dress up in dresses, fine, you can do that. But wait a little while and see if that's what you really want. Wait till you're 21. Because your body's still growing." You as a parent is not going to give them life experiences. Because if you don't want to raise your children, other people's going to raise your children for you. Like the Smiths. Will Smith and Jada Smith. They went about not, and I like them, they went about not giving their children direction. And now, and their children grew up confused. And I don't know I didn't read the article, so I don't know if the son decided to be gay and the daughter decided to be gay. I don't know the end result because I didn't read up on it. All I know is that the children are questioning their thing because, yeah, you let other people raise your children. A parent is supposed to guide from their experiences. That's how I learned. That's why I didn't drink and that's how I didn't smoke. Why? Because I watched other people's experiences. I watched when people drank, what happened to them. I watched when people tried drugs, what happened to them. I didn't say, "Okay, let me take it and I'm going to be different. The drugs is not going to affect me." No, I'm going to become, I said to myself, 3 of your friends tried it. 3 of your friends got hooked. You think you're going to be the fourth lucky one? No. I learned from watching them destroy themselves. Other people don't do that. Other people go in and dive head in first and say, "Oh, I'm different. It's not going to happen to me." And then what? It happens to them. It's the same effect with the sex change question. So, Dr. Levine, I'm trying to think because I don't really think her name. Yeah. Dr. Levine couldn't even answer a simple question. And he wasn't trying to be rude. He was just trying to see if that you would put your politics aside and think as an adult and see if you would guide the child to let the child make a decision as an adult as opposed to make a decision as a child. But no, she is on that gay agenda by all means necessary because they don't feel right with themselves. They want to be accepted all over. Well, you're accepted. So now you want children to make such a harsh decision? Children can't even make up their mind what they want to eat that day, much less what they're going to wear to school. They can't make finite decisions, but you want a finite decision on a sex change? That's ridiculous. Even as a pro LGBT person, Even as a pro LGBT person, you can't really think that a child at 12 years old can make a decision, not being able to go through the whole puberty thing to make up their minds. You don't think so, do you? But you're afraid to speak up because you're gay yourself, and you're afraid to say, well, it's a child. Let that child wait to make it. You're afraid. As a gay person, you're afraid because you don't want to offend the movement. You're going to bring down the children by all means necessary because you don't want to offend the movement to say, well, that's wrong. We as an adult, it's okay if we make a decision as an adult. But I don't think as a gay person, that a child should be making such a decision. It's not like just putting on a dress. You're mutilating children or having children mutilate themselves. They want to wear a dress, please. By all means, wear a dress, wear pants, whatever. Find out. But to mutilate themselves? You lost me by that question. You're not qualified. You're on your agenda. It's not fair. It is really not fair that this gay politics is really getting to a lot of people, and nobody wants to speak up. And when anybody speak up, they put side. Oh, that's a Republican saying that, and you know how Republicans think. Republicans don't like nobody. Well, Republicans. I wasn't a Republican, and I'm still not because I'm a registered Democrat. But I just started to listening to their things. I'm like, okay, I don't want taxes. All right, I want more jobs for America. I'm tired of American companies sending all our jobs overseas. I'm tired of hearing about all these rich Chinese people and Chinese company and Asian companies, and they always show us all the Russians with money, and they always show us the Indian country with all these other countries because they have our job and they're making a whole bunch of profit from businesses they get from America. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I want our jobs back. I mean, we have a lot of Chinese American here now. So the Chinese Americans here can teach us how to build cars better. So that job can come back to America. We have a lot of Spanish Americans now from Guatemala and from Mexico. They can show us how to farm so we can have our own farm now. We can do that because we have a lot of Americans that's from other countries that became citizens and probably become citizens and want to help America grow. So now we can pull all those jobs back. But y'all didn't want that. Why? Because it was coming from a Republican. Y'all didn't want that. They didn't want taxes. I'm not voting for that. They only protect the rich. So what's the matter? You don't think one day you're going to be rich? You don't think one day you're going to be rich, or you don't think one day you're going to pass $1 million? Because as soon as you make $1 million, they take 500,000 of it. Let me tell you. So you don't have to be exorbitantly rich. You just have to be a millionaire. As soon as you get that million, you back to 500 because they take half of it on the dot. So you don't think you will ever meet that. You don't think you will come up with a creative idea one day to open up your own company and open up your own business that you'll one day become a millionaire. As soon as the day you become a millionaire, your tax accountant would tell you, "Oh, you're not a millionaire yet. You're 500,000 heir, because the government takes half." Ex Cardi B, she was arguing about that the other day. I heard. You know, so they don't want to raise too much taxes, but Biden did. But Biden is Democrat, so you wanted that. You know, I don't want a whole bunch of taxes. I'm paying enough taxes. and they gave us some stipends. They sent 600, and then the other check or whatever. And some of us took it and actually paid our bills. Some of you went shopping, and half of you is losing your house. Why? Because you went shopping. And then you want to blame the government for your predicament, and you didn't take that money and pay off your bill, or try to pay your bill, or try to tell your landlord, listen, I'm going to give you the stimulus check that they send me. Can you hold on to that? And then when I get some more money, or if I get a job, I'm going to continually pay. No, you partied with it. So now you blaming the government and saying, oh, I can't pay my rent, I can't pay my this, I can't pay my that. And they sent you some money, you spent it. Then the bank is telling you, where's my money? The landlord wants their money because they got their mortgage to pay. They don't want to be out in the street. But you don't care. You figure, oh, they own a house, they got money. No. People save up hard to get their houses. So all the things that you secretly want, you didn't want to do it because it was coming from a Republican. So now you got you're out of work, losing your house, no job, because there's no jobs in America anymore. It's up there. You didn't want that. You didn't want it to come back because you didn't want President Trump to do it. So what you crying about? You out of work, no job. The Democrats don't know how to get the jobs back. They don't want to get the jobs back because, they get money under the thing. So what are you arguing about? You got everything you wanted. You got everything you wanted. You didn't want the jobs back. You didn't want to not get taxed. You wanted to be taxed. You wanted to be overcrowded. No jobs. You're losing your house. You did that to yourself. They making you do that to yourself, and now you're crying. And now you nominated people that don't even care about the children. I'm not just talking because she's transgender. I'm talking because she's an idiot. She's an idiot. She don't care about children. Because my answer would have been, if I know the rules of law, I'm like, okay, well, a child cannot make a decision by itself. The parent is responsible for a child up to 18. So I would at least give the child to 18 to make that decision. So no, I'm not going to allow the child to make such a harsh decision as hormone. That's the rightful answer, because they tell us a child can't do certain things before 18. So why all of a sudden it's okay to change the sex, mutilate the child? Why? Because it's their agenda. I'm not saying anything disparaging. It's the truth. And y'all don't like hearing the truth. Y'all want to scare people to death to shut the hell up. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to scare the world into saying anything, because then you're going to say they're phobic. That's your word. You're phobic because you're talking against transgender. You're talking about the gay people. So you're phobic. That's what you want people to believe. And you want people to be so scared that they don't say anything. And when they do say something, you say phobic. I'm not phobic. I'm just a parent of a young child. I just have a young niece. And myself went through that. I went through being a tomboy, and people thought, when I was growing up, or 18 or whatever, maybe she's gay. No, I'm just a private person. Okay? I seen it firsthand growing up with gay people. Not even just the gay subject. I've seen how children want certain things, and then when they grow up, they be like, Ma, you was right. You was right. I'm glad I listened to you, that I didn't do such and such, or I didn't do so and so. You understand? Because children come back and they think about it, or something else happened, and they tell their parent, eventually, you're right. So why can't the parent make certain decision? Why can't the child wait till they're 21? Why? I hope she's not nominated. She's not qualified. Please get somebody else. I hope to, I'm going to bring God into it. I hope to God that this woman does not get this